deep dive on Microsoft Entra Identity Synchronization, comparing Connect versus Cloud Sync, and covering architectural mastery and troubleshooting. The agenda is split into two main parts. Part 1 focusing on Entra Connect, covering its architecture, components, internal logic, identity identifiers, and PowerShell troubleshooting. Part 1 begins with Entra Connect, which serves as the comprehensive on-premises synchronization engine. Microsoft Entra Connect is an on-premises application that links your Active Directory with Microsoft Entra ID. Its primary functions include user and group synchronization, password hash sync, pass-through auth, federation, and health monitoring. Entra Connect is considered a, quote, heavy agent due to its complex local footprint. It requires a local SQL database, a local engine for logic, and is resource-intensive, requiring manual maintenance and patching. The Sync Service Manager, or MIS Client, is the administrative console. It allows you to monitor operations, manage connectors, search the Metaverse to inspect object joins, and track statistics like adds, updates, and deletes. The Sync Rules Editor facilitates deep customization of attribute flow. Inbound rules control data from AD to the Metaverse, while outbound rules control data from the Metaverse to Entra ID, using a precedence-based system for conflict resolution. The Entra Connect wizard is the primary interface for installation and configuration. It is used for initial setup, adding or removing directories, enabling optional features like writeback, upgrading the sync engine, and enabling staging mode. Connectors are crucial for communication. The on-prem connector uses LDAP to talk with Active Directory, and the cloud connector uses REST APIs for Entra ID. The connector space acts as a staging area for objects from the connected directory. The first step of the sync cycle is import. Data is read from AD or Entra ID and placed into the corresponding connector space. Imports can be full, reading all objects, or delta, reading only changes since the last run. Step 2 is synchronization, where processing rules are applied. This involves inbound rules from the source to the Metaverse, and outbound rules from the Metaverse to the target staging area, handling filtering, joining, and attribute flow. The final step is export. This is the push where pending changes in the target connector space are sent to the actual destination directory. Changes are not live in the cloud until this export finishes. The Metaverse is the central storage area for the aggregated identity of an object. Key concepts include projection, which creates a new Metaverse object, join, which links a connector space object to an existing Metaverse object, and disconnector, an object filtered out of synchronization. Entra Connect supports several filtering mechanisms, including domain-based filtering, OU-based filtering selected in the wizard, and attribute-based filtering using custom rules in the editor. ObjectGUID is the native unique identifier in Active Directory, used as the default source anchor in older installations. It is a 128-bit binary value that does not change upon OU moves, but it does change if a user moves between forests. Modern Entra Connect utilizes mS-DS-ConsistencyGuid as the source anchor, allowing for forest migrations. The tool copies ObjectGUID to ConsistencyGuid and uses it as the immutable ID, enabling manual linking of cloud users during moves. When troubleshooting, first check the scheduler status using PowerShell commands like AADCync scheduler to see if the engine is running or suspended. You can force a sync cycle using start ADSync sync cycle. Use the policy type delta for changes only, or policy type initial for a full sync of the entire directory, useful after changing rules or recovering from errors. To troubleshoot connector health, use AADCync connector to view names, types, and the last run status. Common statuses include success, completed export errors, and discovery errors. Microsoft provides a built-in diagnostic tool. Running Test AD Sync Diagnostics verifies connectivity, checks service account permissions, and detects issues like duplicate UPNs or sync looping. Part 2 shifts focus to Cloud Sync, the lightweight, resilient, and cloud-centric synchronization solution. Entra Cloud Sync is a modern offering where the sync engine is hosted in the cloud. Key features include support for disconnected forests, high availability agents, lower on-premises overhead, and configuration within the Entra portal. Cloud Sync is considered lightweight because the agent has no local SQL database, and the sync engine, including rules and processing, is handled in the cloud. Furthermore, the agent automatically updates itself. The on-premises component is the provisioning agent, which bridges AD and the Entra provisioning service. It is outbound only, initiating connections to the cloud, and utilizes a group-managed service account. Unlike Connect, Cloud Sync configuration happens in the Entra portal. Here, you create configuration profiles, define scope by OU, group or domain, map attributes, and monitor health logs. In the Cloud Sync data flow, the cloud service queries the lightweight agent, which reads Active Directory data, encrypts it, and sends it back to the cloud for processing before it reaches Entra ID. Cloud Sync is the ideal solution for disconnected forest scenarios, such as mergers and acquisitions, where there is no network connectivity between forests. You can install an agent in each forest and both talk to the same Entra tenant independently. Cloud Sync offers native high availability. Simply install multiple agents within the same domain, and the cloud service automatically balances the load and handles failover if an agent goes offline. Cloud Sync offers filtering options by domain, organizational unit using distinguished name, and uniquely, security groups, allowing you to scope synchronization to specific group members. Cloud Sync handles the source anchor using cloud-side logic. By default, it uses mS-DS-ConsistencyGuid and falls back to ObjectGUID if needed. This mapping is defined in the Cloud Configuration Attribute Mapping section. For troubleshooting Cloud Sync, the primary tool is the AADCloudSyncTools PowerShell module, which is found on the agent server. The most detailed logs are the provisioning logs within the Entra portal. Here you can search by user, view quarantine status, and see the exact reason for any failure, such as an attribute mismatch. If the agent fails to start, check the local event viewer. Look under Applications and Service Logs, then Microsoft, Azure AD, Provisioning Agent, and Admin for Event ID 1000 and 1001, which indicate registration failures. When choosing between Entra Connect and Cloud Sync, consider the comparison and best practices to select the right tool for the job. This table summarizes the key differences between Connect and Cloud Sync across various architectural, feature, and operational categories. Choose Entra Connect if you require Exchange Hybrid configuration, Device Sync for hybrid Entra ID join, pass-through authentication, or customization that exceeds basic cloud expressions. Choose Cloud Sync if you prioritize simplicity and low maintenance, need to sync from disconnected forests, require group-based scoping for sync, or want a lightweight footprint on your domain controllers. The immutable ID is the essential link between Active Directory and the cloud. You can use PowerShell to calculate this ID manually for advanced troubleshooting. For best practices, always document custom rules and have a staging server for Entra Connect. For Cloud Sync, install at least 2 agents, use GMSA for accounts, and consistently monitor provisioning logs. Thank you for watching this Microsoft Entra Identity Architect training video. In next video, we will start demonstration for the same AD Connect Sync, how to install what all option we will get during installation, and many more. Stay tuned and happy learning.